Okay, are you ready for a little spoiler alert? One of the things that I kept top of mind as I was writing this course was that I really wanted the content to resonate with everyone. By everyone, I mean the college student who's trying to figure out time management, the stay-at-home mom who's balancing kids' schedules and volunteering and running their home, and the CEO, the leader, the new employee who's trying to figure out work-life integration and what that looks like and how to lead and serve their team well, no matter what their position is on it. So one of the ways that has been so helpful for me over the years to learn these things is through story. Hey there, my name is Vanessa Kaiser. I'm a ranch girl turned social worker turned business leader turned entrepreneur. I love to explore all things organization, leadership, growth, inspiration, and efficiency. There's a phrase we use a lot around here called rhythmic living, which I define as the continuous cycle of assessing what season of life we're in and how we create habits, routines, and processes that support our current season. This show is for business owners, leaders, mamas, aunties, sisters, and friends who want to grow and live inspired. Welcome to the Inspiring Heights podcast. Do you ever just like to shake things up a little bit? That's what we're doing today. We're shaking things up a little bit, podcast style. Hey, welcome to the Inspiring Heights podcast. I'm super glad you're here. If this is your first time, this is not typically how my podcast reads, so go back and listen to prior podcasts. But today I am going a little bit off script. I really want to talk to you guys about this course launch that is coming up that I am so incredibly excited about. If you did not hear the announcement last week or you're not on our email list, stick with me. I will tell you all about it, but also make sure that you sign up for our email list so that you never miss any updates like this, including the rest of the details on the course launch and special promo codes, things like that. I will make sure that you can do that in the show notes. Have you ever reached for a bottle of pain reliever to kick those cramps to the curb? Or an allergy pill when the pollen is flying and your nose just will not stop running? Me too, girl. Me too. But here's the thing. Allergy medicine knocks me out. And I would much rather be reaching for a natural remedy that treats the root cause and not just the symptoms. That's why I was thrilled when my friend introduced me to Earthly. It has worked wonders for me. As in, I haven't had to take ibuprofen for those stubborn cramps since I started using Earthly. Kind of worked. I knew I couldn't keep this gem to myself. Earthly Wellness is a family-owned company founded to help solve some of their daughter's health issues. Their mission is to change the way that the world views healthcare. Earthly believes that everyone should have equal access to all types of medicine and be free to choose their approach to their own health. Earthly offers a wide variety of products, from herbal remedies, my personal favorite that we use every day in our house, to cleaning products and so much more. Just head over to earthly.com/REF/Inspiring Heights to discover the natural way to wellness. Check out the show notes for a link and special coupon codes for up to 10% off Inspiring Heights listeners. Just follow the link and add the coupon code at checkout that's most appropriate for you. All this is linked for you in the show notes. Typically, the podcast episodes are, as you know, if you've been listening, they are pretty well scripted and thought out. And today, I thought it would just be fun to come on here and just talk to you like we were sitting together and having a cup of coffee. I want to take you back a little ways and kind of tell you what this journey has been like. So when we launched the Inspiring Heights podcast a few years ago, I had been wanting to launch a podcast for years. And on an anniversary trip that my husband and I were on, I remember we rented an igloo for a few hours one day, and we sat in there with hot beverages and a heater and blankets. It was so cozy and sweet. And we literally just planned the podcast, casted vision, talked about what we wanted it to turn into. And my vision at that time was that Inspiring Heights would eventually become a consulting company. And I've dreamt of consulting for years and years, as long as I have dreamt of the podcast probably. And I really thought that that's the direction that we would go. And as life went on and we started to build the podcast and we started to create content, the first couple of years of the podcast kind of took a little bit of a different direction in terms of content than I was originally anticipating. Like, I could give you all sorts of reasons why that was. Primarily, I think I was in the workplace at the time, and so I felt like I really had to protect my team and my work from the internet. And so I took a lot of different topics. We did obviously talk about leadership and some business practices during that time, but there was a lot more emphasis on my faith and friendship and, like home organization and things like that. And honestly, it was just a beautiful season that was a little bit unexpected. It wasn't totally what we planned, but it was great. I loved it. And it really served a really good purpose in that particular season. So as time went on, my vision started to change from consulting to coaching. And I know that is just like such a minor shift, and maybe coaching, one could argue, is just an updated 2024 word for consulting. The vision shift for me, though, went beyond just the word and what it means. But I feel like consulting is such a corporate word. And what I bring to the table is years of being led really, really well by incredible leaders who raised me in my profession and taught me so well. And I get to bring what I have learned from them and from the people that I have gotten to lead to the table to share, right? But I also, and so there is this business avenue, there is this leadership avenue that I'm wildly passionate about, and I love getting to talk about and coach people on and encourage people on and spur our leaders forward, because leadership is hard business, right? But there's also this other stuff, this life stuff, like how do we tend our homes and cook meals and serve our families well and serve our communities well and love friends and feel known and feel like ourselves and live present? Like, how do we do that? And I love to coach people on that. I love to talk about it. I love to learn about it. I love to grow in it myself. So coaching just opened up this entirely new world for me beyond just talking about strategic planning and, how to lead our people better. Coaching became this merger between that stuff, which I am wildly passionate about, that business stuff, and the life stuff that I think is at the root of every single human, whether you work outside of the home or inside of the home. And so by the time we got to March, which was when, remember, I wrapped up my role as firm administrator at the end of January. I took the month of February off as a sabbatical. I launched into entrepreneurship mode in March. And so by the time we got to March, I had coaching on the brain. And this is kind of interesting. I was just reflecting on this the other day. When I started in March, I had about 7 different revenue streams of the business that I was thinking, like, yeah, I think we can for sure get these all off of the ground by December. And it's so funny because in this course, we talk about it over and over and over again, like starting small, starting small, starting small. And how like we have these grand visions, and grand visions, they're amazing and they're great. And one of the ways that we can help them come to fruition is to know what it looks like to take small intentional steps that just build off of one another, because our big giant steps, like we're going to do this all at once, they don't typically tend to work, right? And so I literally spent the first 2 months of entrepreneurship spinning my wheels over and over and over again. And so in February, I read the book called 2 Weeks Notice by Amy Porterfield. If you haven't read it and you're interested, I can link it for you in the show notes. Amy Porterfield is a very successful entrepreneur, and she just kind of gives this really great outline in the book of what it looks like to launch your own business, to start with this passion and these ideas and then how to bring it into fruition. One of the things that she talked about in the book was having a business partner. So one of my best friends has started a business last year. She's actually been on the show, Jamie Ortman, Mama Coach LLC. She is incredible. She's incredible. And she's literally been my best friend since we were tiny humans, like babies. So when I reached out to her to pitch the idea, I was like, hey, like, I'm really needing some accountability. You're a year ahead of me. I feel like you have a lot to offer me. I feel like I am behind you in starting business, and I also have a lot of experience in the business world. So I think I can be helpful too. Like, what do you think? So we were both in agreement, both super excited about it. And I'll tell you, it has been like the best gift. She's just such an encourager for me, and she's honest with me. She gives me honest feedback. She has steered me from bad choices. And one of the things she said over and over and over to me this whole year, but particularly between March and May, she said, hey, it's going to take time for things to grow. I know you're wanting like instant, like, oh, I posted 5 reels and I should have 5 million followers. Like, we're kind of like wired to want this like instant growth, instant success. But she's like, it's going to take time and you need to focus. Like, you're going to have to narrow your focus because you have so many fun, good ideas, but you cannot do them all at once. So from March to May, I was like, every day I'd be like, okay, I think this. Oh, no, this, right? And I kept pivoting. And finally in May, I just got really serious about the course. I'm like, the thing is, this is the thing. This is the foundation of all of it. Time management is like, it's the thing that if we can learn how to work within time management, we will be much better positioned to live present. And if we can live present and fully awake where our feet are, then we have a much better handle and grasp on what our best yes is and what it isn't and what our next steps should be and what they shouldn't. I was, just so thankful for her. So in May, I got really serious about building this course, and I kind of put my nose to the grind and have worked on it. I'm wildly thankful for Jamie's like encouragement and support, because I will tell you, there's been a few times I'm like, this is not fun today. Most days it was good, but some days of like writing were hard. And she was there every day to be an encouragement. And so was my sweet husband. You guys, he's the best. And I could not have done this without him. His encouragement and support of me and my dream and my vision has been wild. And then his just like practical execution of helping me edit and do all the fun things that we're doing on the website. And the course has been crucial to being able to launch. So huge shout out to both of those humans. They've been very, very helpful in this journey. Okay, so now I want to tell you a little bit about the course itself. So the course is called the Productivity Playbook, Strategies for a Harmonious Life. I was talking to Ben about this the other day, and he said, why this course? What made this one be the first one? And I kind of already said this, like, I feel like it is foundational to everything that I want to build on with learners, with people that I get the opportunity to coach. This is the foundation. The overarching goal of this course is to basically pack our tool belt with tools for time management. But I think one of the things that happens when we talk about time management traditionally is we get a little bit short-sighted or narrow-viewed on what time management actually looks like. And from my perspective, time management is a very, very broad thing with lots of different components. There is, of course, efficiency, and there is like the practicality of efficiency, but then there's also the mindset of efficiency. I think sometimes we focus on the practicality of it, but we maybe neglect the mindset of it. And to be really honest with you, the mindset of efficiency has been one of the things that has helped me the most in my growth of time management and my ability to coach and lead others who might be struggling in that area. I also think that boundaries and learning how to say no well and learning how to assess our best yes. I think all of those things are critical components of time management. And then there's the practical side, which is, having a planner system and knowing what batching looks like and creating healthy rhythms and routines that serve us in our season. So all of these things, they kind of come together to talk about time management, but they are foundational in our life. My whole vision, my whole hope for listeners of the podcast, for people who take the course, for people who engage with us on Instagram, my hope is that we are continuing to move towards a more present and awake life. I think that we live in a busy world and everyone talks about that. I talk about that. The world talks about that. It's busy, 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 busy. And we want to live peaceful lives and we want to live quiet lives, and that ebbs and flows. Sometimes we want that deep in our bones, and other times we're engaged in the chaos and we feel good about it, and sometimes we're just floundering and we're not really sure. But in all of that, no matter our season, I think we have the opportunity to live present where our feet are if we have the tools to engage the season that we're actually in. So that's my hope. That's my goal. Each time I get behind this microphone, every time I get behind the keyboard, that's my hope, that I leave people inspired and equipped to be able to live present where their feet are. Okay, now I want to get into some of the nitty-gritty details of the course with you. So the course is made up of 3 different chapters. Chapter 1 is called The Efficiency Blueprint. Chapter 2 is called Choosing with Purpose, a Guide to Boundaries and Balance. And Chapter 3 is called Balanced Brilliance, Integrate Routines, Batching, and Planning for Lasting Impact. Each chapter is made up of 5 different sections. And the sections have an audio recording ranging from about 15 minutes to just over an hour, depending on the section. I want to talk about the audio recording for just a minute. While I have purchased and participated in many courses that have beautiful and brilliant slide decks that I really, really appreciate, there was one goal I had in mind for this course that I didn't think slide decks were going to accomplish, and that is that I actually want you to do it. See, I think that slide decks can be an intimidation factor, particularly for people who find themselves to be a little bit on the busy side of life and needing to be able to consume information on the go. My hope with this audio is that while I want you to give this course your full attention, and I don't just want to be background noise, I do want you to be able to take it with you. So if you're in the car, if you're making supper, if you're cleaning the bathroom, you can have this course in your ears and not miss anything on a slide deck. Now, we don't have slide decks, but we do have a PDF workbook that accompanies this course. And my vision for this workbook is that we'll help to solidify the concepts in each section by making them personal for you. So even if you're listening to me on the go, I would highly encourage you to make sure that you're opening that workbook, that you're working through those questions, because that is going to help cement some concepts in your brain. And that's going to help you move forward in a way that's really personal and helpful to you. Okay, are you ready for a little spoiler alert? One of the things that I kept top of mind as I was writing this course was that I really wanted the content to resonate with everyone. By everyone, I mean the college student who's trying to figure out time management, the stay-at-home mom who's balancing kids' schedules and volunteering and running their home, and the CEO, the leader, the new employee who's trying to figure out work-life integration and what that looks like and how to lead and serve their team well, no matter what their position is on it. So one of the ways that has been so helpful for me over the years to learn these things is through story. And so I wanted to provide that to you. So at the end of each section, I tell a story. We follow 2 characters, Clover and Juniper, throughout the entire course. Clover is a stay-at-home mom, and each of these concepts apply to her. Juniper is a leader in a business, and each of these concepts apply to her. They apply in different ways in different settings, right? And so I tell a story at the end of each section one with clover, one with juniper, to help bring the concepts to life. Okay, friends, and now for the launch details. The course will officially be live on October 23rd, 2024 at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you are an email subscriber, you will get first dibs on the course. I will send you an email with the link to purchase the course that day. The course will also be linked and talked about in our Facebook and Instagram pages, Inspiring Heights. So make sure you're following us there. All of these links are in the show notes for you. I'm so excited to tell you that we are doing a special introductory price for the course of $69 from October 23rd through October 31st, at which time the price will raise to $97. So make sure that you snatch it while it's on sale. Friends, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. It's an honor to get to serve you in this way, and I can't wait for you to get your hands on this course. I hope it changes your life for the best. And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Do you have questions, comments, or insights on today's content? I would love to hear from you. You can DM me on Facebook or Instagram, or head over to our website, inspiringheights.org, and click on the Contact Us form. I will link all those locations here in the show notes. P.S. If you haven't already, I would love for you to leave a 5-star rating and a quick review of the podcast. This helps get our content in the hands of new listeners. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter and follow us on social media for rhythmic doses of inspiration. All right, friends, take a deep breath and be inspired where your feet are. Bye for now.